In this session, we're going to cover the commentary and annotations capabilities of Pyramid. To demonstrate how this functionality works, we're going to start by creating a comment on the report you can see on the screen here. For example, I'd like to begin a new conversation around this data point. These figures are looking too high. We must review. I choose who the conversation will involve. I can choose from roles or users. In this case, I will choose just a user. I choose when this comment will expire. In this case, never. And then I decide whether this comment will be specific to this report or global, which means whether it will be available in any analysis that covers these data points. Last but not least, I have to choose whether this comment will involve a snapshot of the report and a snapshot of the data. These two features allow me to take an imprint of the exact circumstance under which the comments were written, so that in case the data or the report changes in the future, I will have a reference point for understanding the comments when they were written. In this case, I will choose them both and choose Submit. The commentary is added to the conversations bar here on the top. Clicking on this at any time will highlight the element, mark it in green, and allow me to see the thread associated with this comment. If I go now to second user's interface and log in, you will see that in the bulletin board I get a marker with a 1. The 1 denotes that there's been one conversation that I've been added to and that there's something I need to pay attention to. So I'm going to click on this now as user number 2. And I see the commentary coming in. These figures are looking too high. We must review. At this time, I can go ahead and respond by saying, yes, we must. I'll take a look and get back to you. And before I continue any further, I'm going to see what is behind the numbers. Clicking on this icon will launch the report in its current state with its current data so that I can see what is going on. And you can see that I've loaded up the report with the cell highlighted and the conversation on the side. This, of course, is very convenient, and I can say, I believe the figures are problematic, and we will take a deep dive into them. And so the conversation continues. Now, the first user will see the comments flowing back in, and we can begin the conversation from here. Again, the little conversation tab at the bottom here tells me that I've got messages come into here, and again I can see it from this particular place. This is the simplest example of how the conversations and threading works. Where the clever aspects kick in is to do with the snapshotting of the data and to do with the snapshotting of the report. To see this effect, we're going to go back to our report and start by changing its design. In this situation, we're going to assume that someone came along and changed the report by flipping these two elements around, put cost over here, compared it to sales. In this situation, the report itself is completely different to what was before. Again, coming in as a second user, and I was looking at the conversations, I could again launch the report, and suddenly will load up the new design, yet still showing me the comment that is relevant here. This might be useful in most situations, but for some people it's disarming not having the reference point of the original design. So the alternative is to go ahead and launch the snapshot of the report. This will load up the discovery report how it originally looked when the comment was first written, and you can see the comment here highlighted with a snapshot of the report. And in the last instance, we can go ahead and click the data snapshot icon, which will again launch the report, but this time with hard-coded figures that were saved into the repository, so I can see the exact number that was represented in this report when that original comment was written, even though in reality the data will have changed and moved on since that time. The next aspect that is worth understanding in the commentary capability is the fact that you can comment on members. In this case, I can write a comment to do with bachelors. And I can also click over here to add a comment on the entire report itself, rather than a specific cell or a specific member in the framework. Whenever I write a comment, I can also choose whether the comment will be global. Global, again, as we said earlier, means that this comment will be available to all users who are part of the conversation group, regardless of the report context. And when I look at any kind of cells that represent bachelor clerical data information, I will be able to see that comment in that context. The same capabilities are available inside the dashboarding tools. First and foremost, I can click this button over here to see all comments specific to a particular panel. And by right-clicking and doing Show Conversations, I can see the comments associated with it. The other alternative is to right-click and choose Show Conversations for all panels, and in the event I've written comments for multiple panels here on the screen. Let's demonstrate a feature where I'm going to write a global comment now on one element in this report. Start conversation. This looks fishy. Again, I will choose the users. This time we'll make it to the group. It's not going to be report specific. I want it to expire in 1 month, and I'll hit submit. By doing that, I've just added a comment to this particular element, and you'll notice that I instantly can see the exact same comment appearing on this report because it's global. That means these elements are being updated synchronously because the comments are not related to one specific panel on the screen. At this point in time, if I choose Show Conversations and I click the global button, I can see the comments. And if I click on this element over here, it highlights the relevant element. Whereas if I click this element over here, it highlights the relevant element too, both for the grid and in the chart with the data point highlight shown over here. The ability to write comments at the cell level, member level, report and slide level on any data model regardless of database is possible throughout the Pyramid platform. And it's a great demonstration of how Pyramid is bringing enterprise analytics to large and small organizations alike, and where analytics needs to go well beyond visualizations.